Majo John Madden in Acamal, Mexico, in the Riviera Maya, an hour south of Cancun, in one of the world's all-time most beautiful places, swimming in the Caribbean, exposed to the Mayan spirituality, which is soaked in this area. It's everywhere in this area, so it's no accident that I've been brought here. I've been in Mexico 2 years. I came here because I wanted to be able to swim in the ocean year-round, and because I wanted to learn from Latinos, from Mexicans, how to be a better person. I've known that for 30 years. That originally it was a family of Guatemalans, but mostly lately for me it's been Mexicans. Know things about how to live that us Anglos don't. And yesterday it was really clear to me when my country, America, was immersed in such incredible ugliness. The president trying to blame the terrible, tragic air crash on DEI initiatives. So ugly, so despicable, so enraging. I did put up a video in which I channeled that rage. How despicable. I'm like, I feel dirty listening to it. I feel dirty calling myself an American when such a horror show is going on there, and I'm immersed in such a beautiful culture here in Mexico. So I'm up in the middle of the night. I'm an artist, and sometimes I'm up creating art at 3 in the morning. I'm an entrepreneur and a small business owner, and sometimes I'm up fretting about how to make ends meet, how to get a little more prosperity. Tonight I've been up for an hour and a half agonizing over how to be a better person. I'm a pretty damn good person already, and life has gone way, way, way out of its way to develop me. Sent me so many coaches and teachers and people who cheered me on and held me up, and people who beat me around the head and shoulders to get me to wake up about my blind spots. I've been so fortunate. And still, I'm confronted every day with my limitations. I'm meant to be a healer. I am a healer. I have life energy coursing through me. I have more love flowing through me than I know how to handle, but how to package it, how to get it out there, how to offer it to people over the language barrier, over the cultural barriers, etc. One of the teachers who influenced me a lot was Harvey Jackins, who created reevaluation counseling. And one of the forms he had people use to confront a situation like this was a validation where you would say, I absolutely am not equal to this task. It does seem, however, that life has chosen me for it. Sarah Bareilles' musical version of the same thing was her great line in the song, I Choose You. She says, I'm underprepared, but I'm willing even better. Yeah. I cried over the song You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban. I've been haunted by that song. I knew I had to get back to that song. Posted it on Blue Sky. We need to be raised up. The Chinese blessing and curse, maybe you be born into interesting times. Here we are at a time when the whole planet is changed challenged by a genuinely evil president. Genuinely evil president. An evil, 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 despicable man has the reins of power. What do we do? I make videos about how do we keep going? How do I find the courage in myself to face what's going on in my country when all I want to do is play in Mexico? But the evil he's doing is going to affect Mexico, it's going to affect the entire planet. What a dark time. How do we keep going? And how do I make myself available to be the resource I'm meant to be? My 8th grade class in our Catholic school, our processional song at our graduation was the prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. It's karmic. It's been, it is my karma. I'm meant to do that. Meant to do that. I went to a Jesuit university. When I was in college in the 60s, I was not conscious of the fact that the Jesuits specifically tried to teach their students at universities how to be a world changer, how to be dedicated to making a difference in the world. But it's true, it was there. I was an organization development consultant at AT&T in the 80s and 90s when it was the largest company in the world and the best place in the world to practice that work. I learned how to support powerful women. I don't remember her name anymore, it's a long time ago. Beautiful blonde woman, brilliant, had been promoted to run the Blue Cross account, one of the largest national accounts. And the men there had never worked for a woman boss and didn't want to. And she called me in as an organization development specialist to help her with the team. And we turned it around. Got their buy-in. They enthusiastically fell in line behind her. She confided to me that the reason she wore glasses was to look a little less attractive. They were plain plastic because it was going to be such a distraction if she was too pretty. It's still true. It's still all too true. Sometime after we did that project, my organization development group was changed in the way we functioned. We had to become income producers. We needed internally to charge like $1,000 a day for our coaching services. And we were putting together a brochure to advertise ourselves. And I went to her and I said, would you do a testimonial? She said, it puts me at risk in this organization to acknowledge that I needed help. But if it will help you do your magic in this organization, I'll do it. That was a vote of confidence from me. So many women that I've had romantic relationships with have gone on to do great things with their careers or with their relationships. I'm a healer, I am. When a colleague said to me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, in reference to difficulties with my grown son, she said, it must be hard to have a father who loves everybody. And I looked at her and said, how do you know that about me? I don't even know that about me, but she did. And I've come to face it, that it's always been true. And God sent me an incredible spiritual experience 5 years ago that opened that channel, really opened that channel. So I have now, I'm stationary after 4 years of full-time travel in a camper van. I'm stationed, and I have access to a really fascinating town of Tulum right next to where I'm living now. I'm going to move over there. It's a place where all kinds of exciting things are happening, and it's so many interesting, exciting people. On my YouTube channel, I haven't cracked the code. I've had 1,000 followers on TikTok, but I got off of there because I couldn't find the time to load to that and YouTube. But I've got materials in place. I've got a whole series of videos about why life is better in Mexico. I've got a whole series of videos about the spiritual walk that I call the Vida Ecstatica, the ecstatic life, which is what I live. It's what I live, honestly. I'm happy. So I've got the materials in place. I've got the vision for how to offer my services as a public speaker, as a stress management coach. I've got the experience for all that. PhD clinical psychologist. I did my dissertation on stress management techniques. And I did a couple videos recently about doing stress management with the whole Syracuse, New York Police Department back in the 80s. Yeah, I've got the experience. I've got the tools. I've got the guidance. The inner voice, the voice for God, coaches me in everything. So I'm underprepared, but I'm willing. Even better. And if occasionally I have to fret in the middle of the night and say, God, what do you need to do to me next? Who needs to bash me around the head and shoulders? What do I need to be woken up? Where are my blind spots? Because I don't quite have it yet. I want to be an instrument of your peace. It's what I'm meant to be. And I see that I am. I see that contact with me is healing for people. I have to trust. Trust. It's happening. It's happening. What is it they say? Even if your voice is shaking, speak the truth. So even if my voice is raspy and I need to keep drinking my apple soda, keep speaking the truth and keep walking the walk. You know? Now shut up. It's enough. Okay. Bye. Go back to bed.